All India Radio. Seithikadhambam.
சென்னையில் நேற்று நடைபெற்ற பத்திரிகையாளர் சந்திப்பில் கலந்து கொண்டு பேசினார் மத்திய அணுசக்தி மற்றும் விண்வெளித்துறை அமைச்சர் திரு ஜிதேந்திர சிங். அவர் பேசுகையில்,
The best way about 9 years to make people realize what is the difference, to ask them to compare it with what it was before 9 years, before 2014. So many of us, including the Karyakartas who have seen what it was like 2014, can go and educate people. Meanwhile, in 9 years, a new generation has come. They have not seen what it was before 2014. And every year we are also getting lakhs of new voters. They have grown up only in these 9 years, when Modi ji gave us a golden era. And they would believe that this is the time India always had. But somebody has to tell them, and they had to be cautioned that before 2014 it was something different. So if you do the comparison from what you saw in the presentation, you saw the figures. Before 2014, there was such a huge desperation in the country, pessimism. In fact, on the 26th of May 2014, around 6 o'clock in the evening, when the swearing in happened of Prime Minister Modi ji, I wrote a small piece. I said, this is the beginning of a journey from pessimism to optimism. Our youth were also disillusioned. They were looking forward to go abroad. Many of them want to go to stay back India. Now see what is it? It is the other way around. Modi ji has given India an esteem, and every Indian a sense of self-esteem and self-pride. That is the basic truth. He has made us feel proud as Indians, whether we are living in India. Even then, the diaspora, Indian diaspora who are settled outside, they are also being looked up with huge respect, which they were not enjoying earlier. The world has started recognizing Indians' caliber, their capacity, their potential. And as you were seeing in the presentation, even startups, we are number 3 in the world, but even in the other countries, the startup groups are preferring Indian boys and girls, which was not happening earlier. And this has happened purely because of Prime Minister Modi. Unicorns, we have 115, out of which almost 35% are women-led. This was a country which was known to be not giving justice to women or giving them their share. Now women are in a leadership role. In these 9 years, we have moved on from women participation to women leadership. Earlier on, you used to say increase women participation. Now women are taking the lead and men have to be participants. And the world is now looking up to India because Modi ji has emerged as the tallest leader of the world and longest serving head of government. 23 years. First as Chief Minister, now as Prime Minister. Even among the contemporary, the present heads of government, across the world, you compare. So many prime ministers changed in UK, presidents have changed in US, and that is why all these heads of government are looking up to Modi ji. You saw in this presentation, somebody is touching his feet, somebody is embracing him, because they are looking up to him for guidance, for advice. India's status has gone up in 9 years. That is the biggest achievement. And all that has been possible because of the statistics figures which you saw in presentation. And world today is ready to be led by India. In this presentation, you saw vaccine. 220 vaccine doses administered. And the whole world was warning that India with 130, 140 crore people, if it is not able to control COVID, it will become a hot spot even for us. They were worried for themselves that if it spreads all over India, they will also get affected. Later, what happened? We were fully in control. And small European countries with just 50 lakh population, 500,000 population could not control. And with the motivation of Modi ji, India came out with the first DNA vaccine for COVID. And we made it available to other countries. So it has been tremendous hard work on the part of Modi ji and his team to have made India arrive where it has. That is why today, even the most advanced countries, they think, no, India has the capacity to do what we can't do. They could not produce vaccine, we produced. Similarly, space, USA, Soviet Union, they started off much earlier than us. We have our space headquarters in Bengaluru. We started very late. Today, our space technology is as equally advanced as that of USA or even more. And we are launching the satellites prepared or developed by USA and UK from Seithikadhambam in Andhra Pradesh. And we are also earning revenue. When I was seeing the last figures, about 220 million euros earned by launching of UK satellites. And all this in 9 years. Earlier on, they had only Almost out of these 220, almost 187 million euros earned in these 9 years. Similarly, about $56 million earned from the USA satellites. So those countries which were ahead of us are today using our facility. So when we say India has reached a pedestal, it has happened after 9 years of continuous, tireless hard work by Prime Minister Modi. And he has given India a new culture which is based on objectivity. As he was mentioning EWS or aspirational district, that also we should go and tell people. There is a dashboard, there are 40 parameters. On the basis of it is decided which district is backward or lesser developed in terms of health education or health facility, which one in education, which one in connectivity, and then to bring it at a par with the state first district and then national first district. Everything is scientifically, objectively done. Airports from 74 to increase to 148. How? Because Modi ji ensured wherever anything is required, it should be provided. If we have developed Northeast, it is because Modi ji has given a culture of justice to all, appeasement to none. Wherever it is required, it has to be given. Similarly, all these reforms brought in by Modi ji are not only governance reforms or developmental reforms, they are also huge social reforms. For example, within 3 months, he issued an order. I think 2014, May, the government came. By September, there was an order that the documents or certificates were no longer required to be tested by gazetted officer. Such a huge thing. That was a legacy of the British Empire. In villages, wherever we went to class 9, 10 and we were asked to get certificates tested, we didn't know from where to get it tested. It was not simply a governance reform. Modi ji sent out a message, look here, I have the courage to trust my youth. The youth of India are my children, I can trust them. Such a huge reform. Then within a year, he abolished interviews in the government recruitments. So this reform has held us back from committing that kind of a sin. Now for women, he was showing this Ujjwala, where 10 crore households were given gas connection. 10 crore means 10 crore families. Gas connection not only means ease of cooking, it also means protection of your health. So these reforms have multiple dimensions. When we started this scheme in my own constituency, we did a beneficiary summit, this Labharti. So one young lady came. She said earlier on, I first used to go to fetch the wood for the kitchen. Then whole day I would be blowing into this. It will take me several hours to prepare food. The food would also not remain properly cooked, and I would also get cough. And in the night, I would get a scolding from my mother-in-law. She said, now difference is, in 1 hour my food is ready, my mother-in-law is happy, my cough is gone, and I don't know what to do. So I have now started working in a stitching shop. Second business, alternative business. So I asked her to join Mahila Morcha. She is now a very active member of our Mahila Morcha. Because, see, now what has happened through this example? You have used the energy of this young lady for nation building. That energy was going wasted in the kitchen. And she was also getting ill health. These reforms are going to change the entire scenario in the coming generation. Similarly, toilets. 12 crore female toilets. Gave them name Samman or Izzat Ghar.
இத்துடன் இன்றைய செய்திக் கதம்பம் நிறைவு பெறுகிறது.